Ben Shelton. American tennis has always lived on contrast. After the eras of Sampras and Agassi, after Roddick's power and charisma, it felt like the US no longer had a hero who could light up a crowd. Until he showed up, Ben Shelton is energy-packed into lightning. His serve is a weapon of mass destruction, 150 miles an hour and rising. His gestures are bold, his reactions real. His style feels borrowed from another sport. He doesn't just play tennis, he performs it. Every match is part highlight reel, part chaos, part theater. But that's also his biggest challenge. Energy wins attention, but control wins titles. Shelton has already proven he can beat the best. He's taken down Medvedev, made deep runs at majors, and broken the rhythm of the tour. But to become a true champion, he needs to stop exploding through matches and start mastering them. Right now, he plays on adrenaline. His emotions can lift the crowd, but they can also derail him. That's the Ben Shelton paradox. He's a new generation athlete who plays for the moment, not the math. To reach one, he doesn't need to change his style, just his balance. He needs to channel his fire, not fight it. Play with the same passion, but under control. When that happens, his serve won't just be a show, it'll be a weapon of domination. Because his potential is sky high. He's strong, fearless, charismatic, and still learning fast. He can become the face of a new era in American tennis, one built on both power and intelligence. Right now, he needs just one thing: to start winning through structure, not just spark. Because in the end, champions aren't the ones who hit the hardest. They're the ones who stay focused the longest when everything starts to fall apart. João Fonseca. When you watch João Fonseca play, it feels like tennis has found its romance again. He doesn't play like it's a job, he plays like it's an adventure. Every shot is a spark of youth, every win feels like a celebration. There's no calculation, just emotion, instinct, and joy. Fonseca is the face of Brazil's new wave. He didn't grow up on polished academy courts. He grew up in the noise, the heat, and the chaos. His game carries that unmistakable South American fire. Bold, free, and unpredictable. He's not afraid to miss because he's not afraid to play, and that's what makes him dangerous. In 2024, he stormed into the ATP Tour like a summer hurricane, beating veterans, winning a title, and proving that the future isn't coming, it's already here. But the path of a rising star isn't just about victories. He's only 18, and ahead lies a long fight, not only against opponents, but against the system itself. Fonseca already has everything to be special: the physique, the feel, the emotion. Now comes the hardest part: growing into a professional without losing what makes him different. Because in tennis, growing up often means becoming too correct. And João is interesting precisely because he isn't. He doesn't play by the book. He attacks when others would wait. He risks when stats say don't. That's his power and his gamble. To reach the top, he'll have to turn that chaos into strategy. Learn when to go all in and when to breathe. If he figures that out, he has everything it takes to become the new symbol of Latin American tennis, like Guga Kuerten once was. But with the speed and energy of the TikTok era, João Fonseca is a spark waiting to become a flame. The only question is, will the world let him burn long enough? Jakub Mensik. At just 19, he already plays like a man who knows exactly what he wants. Calm, composed, no drama, Mensik looks like he's been here before. In a generation chasing hype and headlines, he chose silence and discipline. His game is clean, efficient, no wasted motion. Big serve, steady mind, clutch under pressure. Everything about him says, future contender. But that calm can become a trap. To be great, stability isn't enough. He needs to learn how to dominate. He can handle pressure. Now he has to create it. Play not just smart, but ruthless. Attack the moment before his opponent even senses it. His road to the top won't come from chaos, it'll come from control. He's not a showman or an emotional spark. He's an architect, building brick by brick. And if he adds just a little more fire to all that precision, then Europe might have its next true leader. Jiri Lehecka. Jiri Lehecka plays tennis without noise. No drama, no broken rackets, no stare downs at the camera. He just walks on court and goes to work, and maybe that's what makes his rise feel so genuine. Lehecka is built on discipline. He's not the fastest, not the flashiest, not even the most gifted, but he does everything right. Physically sharp, technically sound, mentally steady. If there were a textbook for modern tennis, he'd be the cover. But to become the best, doing everything right isn't enough. Tennis at the top isn't about perfection, it's about pressure. It's about breaking patterns, not following them. If Zizou wants to be a champion, he has to let a little chaos in. He needs to take the shots that don't make sense and make them work. He has to stop waiting for mistakes and start forcing them. He already has the tools, the forehand, the serve, the discipline. He wins the matches he's supposed to win. He's consistent, reliable, professional, but greatness doesn't come from consistency. It comes from courage, from those moments where logic says don't and the heart says do it anyway. Right now, Lehecka stands on that edge. He's proven he can be solid. Now he has to prove he can be dangerous. If he learns to play not just by the rules, but against them, we might see not another steady European pro, but a true contender, one who can stare down the best and make them blink first. Lorenzo Musetti. Lorenzo Musetti plays tennis like it's art. Every movement looks choreographed, smooth, elegant, deliberate. His one-handed backhand is a masterpiece. His style, a tribute to a time when how you won mattered as much as winning itself. But beauty cuts both ways. It inspires the crowd, but it doesn't always win matches. And that's Musetti's biggest battle. When he's inspired, he can beat anyone. But when that inspiration fades, so does his game. He's a rhythm player. If the tempo is his, he's dangerous. If the match turns ugly, if his opponent drags him into chaos, he disappears. That's what's holding him back. Because to be great, you have to win even when it's not pretty. Even when you hate every shot, but still find a way. What he's missing isn't talent, it's toughness. Not in his body, but in his mindset. Musetti is too smart not to understand that beauty in tennis is a tool, not a goal. He needs to use it not to please, but to destroy. He already has it all: touch, timing, flair, fans. Now he needs the edge. The moment he decides that winning ugly isn't a weakness but a weapon, the sport will get something rare. A champion who plays with the soul of an artist and the heart of a killer. Felix Auger-Aliassime. Felix was one of those players tennis was waiting for. From the start, he looked built for greatness. Perfect technique, calm composure, intelligence, and confidence. Everything about him said future champion. But somewhere along the way, the spark dimmed. He stormed onto the tour, broke into the top 10, pushed the best players in the world, and then it all stalled. Same strokes, same movement, but the fire was gone. He started playing too safely, too logically, too perfectly. It stopped feeling like passion and started looking like pressure. That's the trap Felix fell into. He's so polished that he sometimes forgets to fight. To become the best, he doesn't need a new shot or a new coach. He needs to bring back that inner fire, to play like he means it, to risk again, to want it, not just manage it. His game has always been beautiful. Now it needs to be personal. Not about form, about purpose. Winning not because he's supposed to, but because he refuses to lose. Felix has to stop being perfect and start being dangerous. Because real strength isn't about control, it's about conviction. He's already proven he can be among the best. Now it's time to prove he can be the best. If he rediscovers that reason why he started, the belief, the hunger, the emotion, then the player everyone once believed in will finally arrive. Jak Draper. Jak Draper is British tennis without the suit and tie, raw, powerful, and honest. He doesn't chase style, he sets the pace. When Draper's healthy, the game looks simple. A booming serve, heavy ground strokes, fearless movement forward. No flash, just purpose. But there's one problem: his body. Since the start of his career, injuries have been his shadow. Every time he climbs close to the top, something stops him. And now in his early 20s, the line is clear. Either he becomes iron, or he'll forever be known as the talent who never got the chance. Physical durability is the only thing between him and greatness. Mentally, he's ready. He doesn't fear big names, doesn't shrink under pressure, and knows how to win tough matches. But his body hasn't yet learned how to survive a full season. To reach the top, Draper has to turn his strength into structure. He already knows how to hit hard. Now he has to learn how to last. Not just play at his peak, but stay there week after week. Build a system that keeps his body ready 11 months a year, because the potential is massive. He could be Britain's next big name. Not a copy of Murray, but a new version of power and control. All he needs is consistency. Not moments, seasons. If he stays healthy, he's a future top 10 player. If not, he'll remain a story of what could have been. Tien. Tien is one of the most intriguing prospects in American tennis. He's not the loudest, not the flashiest, but there's something rare in his game awareness. He doesn't play to impress the crowd. He plays to understand, to build, to grow. Every match for him is a study, not a spectacle. He plays like a chess player, patient, deliberate, strategic. And that's both his strength and his risk. Modern tennis rewards fire emotion, power, showmanship. Tien brings calculation. He reads the game, controls rhythm, stays calm under pressure. But to go from smart player to great player, he needs to find his inner beast. Tennis intelligence will take him far, but aggression will make him a champion. He has to learn not just to think, but to attack, to take control when the score turns against him, to show teeth. Physically, he's improving fast. Technically, he's already at ATP level. Mentally, he's more European than American. Disciplined, patient, and composed. That's his edge. But to reach the top, he has to stop being promising and start being dangerous. Tien has to move from the smart young player to the guy who beats the veterans. When he does, America won't just have another star. It'll have a leader who plays with purpose, not hype. Zizou Bergs. Zizou Bergs is the kind of player people tend to overlook. He doesn't talk big, doesn't act like a star, but anyone who's watched him play knows he fights for every single point. Bergs is old school tennis in a modern frame. He doesn't win with pure power, but with persistence. He plays with heart, not ego. His career isn't built on hype, it's built on survival, in a system that only notices you when you beat the top guys. Belgian tennis has had its heroes, Goffin, Darcis, Henin, but Bergs is different. He's not a genius, he's a worker, and that's exactly his strength. To truly break through, he doesn't need to reinvent himself. He needs to sharpen what already makes him dangerous. He needs more structure, more consistency, less instinct, more control. He already knows how to dig himself out of any rally, but now he has to learn how to win with that same grind. He has to become the kind of player who doesn't just surprise people, he breaks them down, point by point. His power isn't in flash, it's in rhythm, patience, and fight. If he finds that consistency, he'll turn into the nightmare opponent no one wants in round one. Zizou Bergs might never be a superstar, but he can become something rarer, the symbol of real tennis, where wins come not from fame, but from the will to suffer for every single point. Alexander Bublik. Alexander Bublik is tennis as pure chaos. He doesn't just play, he improvises. Every match feels like a live performance, balanced between genius and madness. One moment, he's serving underhand or hitting trick shots on break points. The next, he's firing aces like a machine. Bublik is the opposite of modern, predictable tennis. He breaks patterns, mocks the system, and plays entirely by instinct. That's what makes him brilliant and unpredictable. When he's locked in, he can beat anyone. His serve, his timing, his touch, all top tier. But when focus fades, his talent turns into self-sabotage. To become one of the best, he doesn't need to change who he is. He needs to control the chaos, not silence his creativity, but channel it into strategy. When he's playing freely and focused, he's one of the most dangerous players on tour. Bublik has to understand something simple. Showmanship and winning aren't opposites. You can entertain and dominate at the same time. All it takes is discipline, the kind that doesn't kill joy. If he ever finds that balance, he'll stop being tennis's wild card and start becoming a legend. Because Alexander Bublik isn't just a player, he's a reminder that tennis can be art. And if he ever learns to direct that art, his name will echo far longer than his trick shots. Novak Djokovic. When you talk about what every tennis player needs right now, one name always comes up first: Novak Djokovic. Because he's already done everything the rest of the tennis world is still trying to figure out. Djokovic isn't just a champion, he's a system. His greatness isn't in the number of trophies he's won, but in how he survived the era of Federer and Nadal and came out stronger than both. In his early years, he wasn't the most gifted, he was the most relentless. He rebuilt his body, his breathing, his diet. He gave up habits, reprogrammed routines, and pushed through things others thought were impossible. Now, even in his mid-30s, he still dominates, not with speed or brute force, but with intelligence, discipline, and control. He reads the game like a mathematician, and his opponents like a psychologist. If you want to know what it takes to become world number one, the answer is already out there. Discipline, adaptability, awareness, all of it, embodied in one man, Novak Djokovic. He's proven that modern tennis isn't about entertainment, it's about endurance. And in this sport, it's not the most talented who wins. It's the one who can turn chaos into order. Jannik Sinner. If you're looking for the face of tennis's future, it's Jannik Sinner. He doesn't shout, he doesn't show off. He just walks on court and gets the job done. Cold, precise, efficient. Sinner is the opposite of the emotional stars of the past. He doesn't try to impress, he focuses. And that's exactly what makes him so dangerous. His tennis feels like an algorithm, no chaos, no waste. He moves like a machine, but thinks like someone who understands that details decide everything. Every serve, every shot, every point follows logic. He doesn't win because of flair, he wins because of clarity. To become the very best, Sinner doesn't need to change. He needs to endure. Because his path isn't about explosions, it's about consistency. He's already proven he can beat Djokovic and that he can stay calm where others collapse. The next step is domination, not in a single match, but over an entire season. To not just be the best in moments, but to stay the best when everyone expects you to fall. Jannik Sinner represents the new era of tennis, where intelligence matters more than charisma, and stability is the new style. He may not be the loudest voice on tour, but he might just be the one that defines its future.